What's up, everybody? If you're looking for some free and paid ways to find pre-foreclosures, look no further because I'll be going into detail on how you can get that done, and also I'll be showing you how I make offers on my pre-foreclosures. Let's get into it. Now, the first and free way that you can get your pre-foreclosure properties to market to is directly from your courthouse. I need you to go ahead with an open mind because you got to think, if this is going to be free, this is going to take more time for me to get done. Now, when I didn't have the money and I went into the courthouse to get pre-foreclosure documents, it took me hours because I wanted every single document and I had to individually take pictures of each document. Now, in my very first day that I went in, I was just pretty much all over the place. I wasn't able to find the pre-foreclosures and I tried to figure everything out on my own. When you start asking the employees in the courthouse, you have some employees that will help you and you have some that won't. Now, the first person that I asked, they point me to a wall that had pre-foreclosure documents on it. But then when I asked someone else, were there any more documents available for pre-foreclosures, I had someone, they point me to a booklet that had tons of pre-foreclosures from current times to previous months. So that just goes to show you how important it is to speak with multiple courthouse employees, because some gonna want to help you more than others and some may not want to help you at all. So make sure you take the time and you go in and you be nice to anybody that you speak to, and most of the time they will help you out as much as they possibly can. Now, I get a lot of questions about the courthouse process, and I just want to let everybody know that your process of finding pre-foreclosures and how pre-foreclosures work in your county may be different from mine. Our pre-foreclosures in my county, whenever a property goes to auction, it doesn't sell on that day. It takes 10 days after the highest bidder has put in a bid for the property to sell. So it gives the other investors 10 more days to come in and upset the current investor bid. Your particular county may have it set up to where whenever the highest bid does win on the day of, they take the property. So keep that in mind, and that's why I say do your research on your particular county so you make sure that you have your process for pre-foreclosures dialed in and that you maximizing your time whenever you go to the courthouse to pull your pre-foreclosure. Now, I am doing a little experiment with the channel, and I want everybody, if you're looking at this video right now, just hit the like button for me, subscribe and click the notification bell, because I want to see if YouTube will push this out to a larger audience, and it'll just show that you actually appreciate the content that I'm providing for you. So please just take 1 second to do that for me. And also leave a comment down below letting me know how the process of finding pre-foreclosures in your county are going for you. And let's get back into the video. Now, the second way that you can get pre-foreclosure properties is by using a software called Propstream. Propstream give you access to 10,000 records. So that means you'll be able to pull 10,000 pre-foreclosures. And guess what? You'll be able to pull that in under 5 minutes compared to going to the courthouse and spending all day trying to pull documents from the courthouse. So imagine being able to be in any county or any state that you want to be in under 5 minutes and going after distressed properties such as pre-foreclosures. Now, there are pros and cons to pulling lists off of Propstream. Like I said before, the first pro is you'll be able to get your pre-foreclosures in 5 minutes. Another pro about getting pre-foreclosures off of Propstream is with the 10,000 records that you're able to pull, it's only $99, and it's a software that you can run comps in, and if you choose to do so, you can skip trace inside of Propstream as well too. Now, the cons when it comes to Propstream is that the records are recent, but it may not be as recent as you going up to the courthouse and pulling directly from the courthouse. So I still do recommend, if you could get someone to go up and pull the pre-foreclosures at the courthouse directly for you, I would recommend doing that and pulling all the pre-foreclosures out of Propstream if you can do that as well too, and you'll pretty much be good to go. So now what I want to do, I want to prove it to you. I want to show you how you can go into Propstream and pull pre-foreclosure in around 5 minutes or less and be in any market of your choice. Let's jump into my computer. All right, so now we are inside of Propstream. So as you can see, you have a full map here of every state in the United States. So with pre-foreclosures, first thing you do is select a city that you want to go in and pull pre-foreclosures from. And then the second thing you want to do, you have different options of how you can get to your pre-foreclosure list. So you can either click here where it says pre-foreclosures. And as you can see, These are the pre-foreclosure that they have in Kansas City. Like I told you, you get 10,000 records. So imagine you only getting 119 in most cities, and that's the only list you want to focus on. So it may make more sense for you to go into other lists as well too on side of pre-foreclosures, because if not, you may be going into multiple cities. So that's one option you can do. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to clear it out, click Kansas again, and then we're going to go here and go to quick list choice, and then we're going to click pre-foreclosures. Now, after we do that, you see we still have the 119. I know you see you have owner occupied. We're going to click any. Occupancy status, we're going to click any. Property characteristics, we're going to say residential, single family, condo / townhomes, multifamily 2 to 4. We're not going to do anything with this. We're not going to do anything with MLS status. We already have pre-foreclosure selected up here, so we don't have to do anything with that. Ownership info, that doesn't really matter. Owner type, we want to go, it depends on you. You can go after corporate owned, so that'd be LLCs, or you can do just individuals. I will go in and do individuals. So that actually brought it down to 19 properties, and that's all that we're going to do in that tab. Then with the equity info, if you're doing anything such as subject to, equity doesn't really matter like that. Of course, you need a little bit of equity, but in most cases, you do want a certain amount of equity because that's the only way you'll be able to sell it to cash buyers. You have to have equity in the deal in order to create a spread. So here, I'm just leave that blank. So with the estimated equity percentage, I'm just going to leave that blank. It's up to you what you want to do. You can say a minimum of 60, 70%, whatever you choose, you can do. Just keep in mind, you're definitely going to have some equity in order to get the deal sold. So mortgage info, I wouldn't do anything in that either. So one more thing, if you leave it this way, you may be dealing with properties that were in pre-foreclosure and it probably already sold or whatever the case may be. Because like I said, some of these information is outdated. You want to make sure that the properties that you're going after has upcoming auction date. So let's say that we want the auction date to be on the 21st. As you can see, then it's only one pre-foreclosure property that you can choose from. But if I didn't have that selected, it's going to bring a lot of older pre-foreclosure properties in, like recorded date was 11/08/2022 or 07/06/2022. Like those are old dates. Those are like a year old. So just to have the most updated records, you want to make sure that the auction date is days out or either weeks out. So as you can see, you can be in any state or any city pulling pre-foreclosure properties in under 5 minutes. If you want to check Propstream out, definitely feel free to check it out below because I have the link down in the description. Also, once you are done pulling your pre-foreclosure list, keep in mind that you could skip trace inside of Propstream, or you can export it and skip trace inside of Bat Skip Tracing or whatever skip tracing service you use. I have the skip tracing service that I use linked below. And now what we need to do, we need to just get into some of the key questions that you need to ask whenever you are speaking with a seller that's in pre-foreclosure. So the key questions that you need to ask whenever you're dealing with a seller that is in a pre-foreclosure situation is, what's the reinstatement amount? What is the payoff amount? How many months they are behind? What's the mortgage payment? And I don't want you to go in saying, hey, I know you're in pre-foreclosure. What is the amount you owe? No, you'll be able to get that information out of the seller whenever you start building rapport with the seller. The more rapport you build with the seller, the better chances that you'll be able to get this information out of the seller. Now, the reinstatement amount is important because if you decide that you want to create a creative offer for the seller and you know that you just need to reinstate the loan, then that's possible. So if the seller owes $3,000, you know $3,000 is going to bring it current and it's going to stop the pre-foreclosure process. Now, if you're just strictly focusing on giving cash offers, the most important thing that you need is the payoff amount, because the payoff amount is going to stop the pre-foreclosure and it's going to cover what the seller owes on the property in total and to stop the whole process. And the payoff amount is also important because it'll let you know if you can create a spread or not for the seller to walk away with some money and for you to walk away with some money, and of course your cash buyer to walk away with the property. Now, if you're looking for a video on how you can make $120,000 in 1 year wholesaling real estate, feel free to check out this video here. It's going to show you the processes and everything that you need to have in place in order to get that done. Now, let's get into the fun part, actually making your offer. So let's say that you have a seller that wants to sell their property, and you know in tip-top condition this property is worth $100,000. So in this example, we'll use a 70% rule. So with the 70% rule, if you multiply the ARV by 70%, that'll put us at $70,000. And then let's say the seller said that the property needs $15,000 in repairs. We're going to subtract $15,000 from $70,000, and that will leave us with $55,000. So of course we want to make money, and let's say we want to make $10,000 on this deal. So once we subtract $10,000 from $55,000, our max allowable offer will be $45,000. No matter what the mortgage amount is or what the reinstatement amount is, the max allowable offer that we can give to the seller is $45,000. So anything higher than that, the seller either will have to bring money to the table or the deal just wouldn't work. And most of the time, I don't start at my max allowable offer. What I'll do is I start 5 to 10% lower just to give myself some negotiation room in case the seller wants more than what the initial offer really is. But let's just say that the seller does agree to the max allowable offer of $45,000. The seller is not going to walk away with $45,000 because let's say this particular property has a mortgage amount, a payoff amount of $32,000. So that means once that mortgage that is currently behind is paid, the seller will walk away with $13,000. They won't have to worry about anything affecting their credit. And I think the fact that they're actually walking away with money, because in a situation where it actually goes through the auction, they're not going to get anything for the property, and they're going to ruin their credit as well. So the fact that we're able to put this deal together and let the seller walk away with $13,000, the cash buyer walks away with a property for $45,000, and we walk away with $10,000. It's a win-win-win for everybody. Now, if you enjoyed the video, please just like, subscribe, and click the notification bell, and I'll see you next time.